What if the most dangerous fat in your body isn't the fat you can pinch? What if the real problem is hidden deeper, wrapped around your liver, your intestines, your pancreas, and is quietly sending toxic chemical signals through your bloodstream? This isn't about how you look in the mirror. We're talking about a type of belly fat that behaves like an active, rogue organ. It releases inflammatory molecules. It systematically disrupts how your body uses energy. It dramatically increases your risk for heart disease, and it may even be accelerating your biological aging process. Today, we're shrinking down and going inside the body to discover why this hidden belly fat can be so much more dangerous than it looks. To understand the threat, we first need to know that your body stores fat in two main ways. First, there's subcutaneous fat. This is the soft layer that sits just under your skin, the kind you can pinch on your arms, thighs, or stomach. While having too much of it isn't ideal, it's generally considered less harmful. But then there's visceral fat. This is the fat you can't see. It's packed deep inside your abdomen, nestled between your vital organs. And this difference in location is everything. Subcutaneous fat is mostly a passive storage depot for energy. Visceral fat, on the other hand, is metabolically active. It doesn't just sit there. It's a busy, chemical-producing factory. And when this factory gets too large, it starts churning out all the wrong things. In fact, deep belly fat behaves almost like its own endocrine organ, a gland that releases hormones and powerful signaling molecules directly into your blood. These molecules are called adipokines. In a healthy body, they help regulate your metabolism and appetite. But as visceral fat expands, the entire signaling system goes haywire. The balance shifts. Instead of helpful regulators, the fat cells start pumping out pro-inflammatory signals, molecules like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. Think of it as a constant low-grade inflammatory fog spreading throughout your body. Your blood vessels become stressed. Your immune system is put on high alert, working overtime for no good reason. This state of chronic, low-level inflammation is now recognized as a root cause of many modern diseases. Now let's zoom in even further, down to the level of a single muscle cell. Normally, when you eat, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin acts like a key, unlocking your cells to let glucose, your body's main fuel, move from the bloodstream inside where it can be used for energy. This keeps your blood sugar stable. But that inflammatory fog we just talked about, along with a constant release of fatty acids from visceral fat, starts to interfere. It's like the chemical signals are gumming up the lock on the cell door. The cell becomes resistant to insulin's message. In response, your pancreas panics and works harder, pumping out more and more insulin to try and force the lock open. For a while, this might work. Your blood sugar tests might even look normal. But behind the scenes, a battle is being waged, and your insulin levels are climbing dangerously high. This is insulin resistance, a critical step on the path to type 2 diabetes. Visceral fat is uniquely dangerous because of its address. It has a prime piece of real estate right next to your body's most important metabolic hub, the liver. Blood that drains from this deep abdominal fat doesn't just mix into general circulation. It flows directly into the liver through a dedicated channel called the portal vein. This means your liver gets a direct, high-concentration blast of all those inflammatory signals and free fatty acids we've been talking about. It's a relentless assault. Overwhelmed, the liver may start storing this excess fat within its own cells, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition that's becoming increasingly common. A fatty, inflamed liver also becomes insulin-resistant itself and can start releasing glucose into the blood even when your body doesn't need it, making the blood sugar problem even worse. From the liver, the danger spreads to your entire cardiovascular system. The metabolic chaos created by visceral fat is a perfect storm for heart disease. It's strongly linked with a specific pattern of unhealthy blood markers: high triglycerides, which are fats in your blood, low levels of HDL, the good cholesterol that helps clear out arteries, and higher blood pressure.
When you combine these with chronic inflammation and insulin resistance, you create an environment that's incredibly hostile to your blood vessels. This toxic mix promotes atherosclerosis, the process where sticky plaque builds up inside your arteries, narrowing them, stiffening them, and dramatically increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. This is why two people can weigh exactly the same on the scale, but if one stores their fat deep in their abdomen, their risk profile for heart disease can be profoundly different.
Perhaps one of the most sobering discoveries is the link between visceral fat and accelerated aging. At a biological level, aging isn't just about the passage of time. It's driven by specific processes: chronic inflammation, cellular stress, damage to our mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells, and a decline in our body's ability to repair DNA. Visceral fat actively worsens every single one of these processes. Studies have found that people with higher levels of visceral fat tend to have shorter telomeres, the protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes that shorten as we age. Essentially, this deep belly fat creates an internal environment that puts your cells under constant strain, potentially causing them to age faster than they should. It's a powerful reminder that your body shape isn't just about aesthetics, it's a reflection of the biological environment your cells are living in every single day. So, how can you know if you have too much of this hidden fat? The gold standard is an imaging scan, like a DEXA or MRI, but those aren't always accessible. Fortunately, there are simpler clues. A tape measure is your best tool. A growing waistline is a very reliable sign that visceral fat is increasing. For men, a waist circumference over 40 inches, or 102 centimeters, is a red flag. For women, it's over 35 inches, or 88 centimeters. An even better metric might be your waist-to-height ratio. The simple goal is to keep your waist circumference less than half of your height. These numbers, along with blood tests showing high triglycerides, high blood sugar, or low HDL cholesterol, give you a powerful window into your metabolic health. Remember, your scale only tells you your total weight. Your waist can tell you your risk. So, to recap, deep abdominal fat isn't just storing energy. It's an active organ, sending inflammatory signals, disrupting insulin, overloading your liver, damaging your blood vessels, and potentially speeding up your biological clock. But here's the crucial good news. Of all types of fat, visceral fat is often the most responsive to lifestyle changes. It's the first to go when you start making positive shifts. Consistent exercise, especially a mix of cardio and strength training, is incredibly effective. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, managing stress, and reducing alcohol intake all make a huge difference. And shifting your diet away from ultra-processed foods and towards whole foods rich in protein and fiber can fundamentally change your body's metabolic environment. The goal is not to chase a perfectly flat stomach. The goal is to protect the vital, life-sustaining organs that lie just beneath it, because your future health is shaped not by the reflection in the mirror, but by the world your cells experience every single day.